Now let's get it started. Let's get it started.
Play ball!
Chelsea and Arsenal played out a 1-1 draw at Stamford Bridge. Martinelli scored the first goal in the second half, and Neto scored a wonderful strike in the second half to equalize. Okay, John, if you look at that game, first half was even though Arsenal had a goal ruled out for offside for Havertz, that pass, quick free kick, but it was ruled out for marginal offside. But overall, in the first half, what do you make of the first half in that game?
For me, the first half was pretty even.
Arsenal has missed Odegaard.
Arsenal, let me just start from Arsenal before we get into Chelsea. Arsenal are finally playing like the Arsenal that we know. Everybody's in their place. Ben White is in his place. Gave Saliba, Magalhaes in their place. We have up front, we have Partey in his place, Odegaard in his place. The side is back to full fitness. If the problem is that, they are now 9 points away from the top side of the table. So the side is back to full fitness now. But I feel like in this game, they were able to match Chelsea blow for blow, pound for pound. They went on several chances to create a goal, and it was ruled off thanks to VAR. But I feel like they could have gotten more from the first half if they had, been a little bit more persistent with the way they were playing. And, in the first half, you can't be too attacking because you don't want to concede early. So everybody's, I attack you, you attack me. So everybody was careful. But in the second half, that's where the game kind of went into full swing, and Arsenal came out of the gates swinging.
Not talking about the second half, that goal from Martinelli, Arsenal has actually missed Odegaard. That lovely pass on top with his left foot to Martinelli, and he slotted in the first goal. I think the goalkeeper had to be ashamed of himself. Scoring, considering a goal in his near post is not good for a goalkeeper. But Martinelli, good eye, good goal. But Arsenal has actually missed Odegaard.
Yes, they've missed Odegaard. You can see it in the way they play. You can see it in the way going forward. There's nobody in Arsenal midfield right now that can pick up the ball and drive the ball going forward. There's nobody that can stay where they are and see Martinelli's run and send him the ball in the right place he needs it. There's nobody that can, read the game as it's happening and anticipate for some of the things that the opponents are putting in place to defend against your attack. And you can see that without Odegaard in the side, the Arsenal team are bereft of ideas and bereft of a general to marshal the players. And that is a very key element. In fact, Arsenal need to look at, a recruitment in, because Odegaard is around. Odegaard is going to be here for the better part of another decade at least. But they need to have somebody of his equal compare that can play in the same capacity with him, so that if he has to be injured, he's not available. If they need to rest him, they don't lose matches without him.
Talk about the first goal. Martinelli getting that goal. What do you make of Martinelli? He has been criticized throughout this season. Sometimes he's playing well. Next game he's not playing well. But he got this goal to give Arsenal a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, I was happy with the way he played. I was happy with the fact that he took his chances, at least this time around. Martinelli is always a player who's running with his head down and is afraid to take on more than one defender at a time. If they mark him with two defenders, he's passing the ball off to somebody, so I'm happy with his performance. Hopefully he can go on and keep performing, but you have to come back and talk about the main man, Odegaard, in the side. Fantastic to see him today. And then Chelsea too. Chelsea would not allow Arsenal to just come and rub it in their face. They had to respond in July with Pedro Neto.
That's I want to go into that goal, that equalizer. I think Neto is becoming the most important winger at Chelsea. Remember, Chelsea has Sancho, they have Madueke, they have Modric,
yes,
and they have a couple of players trying to fit in that wing. But whenever Neto plays, you could see that he is supposed to be the main man there. And this particular game, he played the 90 minutes, which is actually 100% for him. It's a kudos for him that means the coach trusts him. What a lovely strike for him to equalize.
When we talk about the strike, I know we are going to celebrate the strike for some time to come, but talk about somebody that you give him a chance, you give him an opportunity, you give him a game, and he takes that game and puts in a stellar performance. Unlike somebody that comes into the game and allows situations and circumstances to dull his spirit. You've seen him coming in. He's never had a dull moment at Chelsea.
Yes.
He plays a game. He either makes an assist or he
moves
scores
from the left
a
to
goal.
the right. Anyway, he plays. He's trying to make an impact.
He can play. He can make an impact. And it's that kind of mentality that as a coach you look out for and you reward such a players with. If you are talking about a renewing contract, that's the mentality you look to keep around in the side. And then the goal to, why am I dribbling? Let me just form here and finish it and just like that.
It was a goal.
I think that teams are beginning to find that at Arsenal's kryptonite this season is outside shots. This is the third outside shot that Raya has conceded, and he's conceded it, let me say, in a space of 8 weeks.
Okay, now
outside shots.
Let's talk about the coaching tactics. I think for me sometimes coaching is easy. Well, look at Arsenal. Everybody was playing where they're supposed to play. The goalkeeper, the centre half, the right back is there, the left back is there. Partey is in his own position. No tinkering of positions. If you look at it, but Arteta have not really done well in this. If you look at the game today, even though Chelsea are a big team, you give him credit for that, but they have been drawing games, losing games. But this particular game, what do you make of his tactics?
For me, the most important thing when we talk about Arsenal now going forward, the most important thing is please play people where they should play.
Simple.
There is sanity, there is peace of mind, there is resoluteness when you play your players where they should be playing. Nobody is over. It's how you eat food, for example. You don't think about you have to carry. You just eat food naturally. Unlike when you are playing, maybe you have something in your right hand and you have to eat food with your left. It's now a chore all over itself. So moving people around, I like the fact you want to experiment, right? I like the fact you want to experiment. I like the fact you want to tweak your team. But please, can we just have the right people playing in the right places? It's better for everybody. And then if you need to experiment, you have Carabao Cup division. You have Carabao Cup. Go there, experiment in the first 45 minutes.
FA Cup is coming.
Experiment, do that in there. But then don't just come and experiment on a match. Go and experiment in the training ground. Let the experimentation be done there. Then bring it into the game. Secondly, it's better doing it when you are in a better position. You have a goal or a couple goals in. You can take a couple of players off and then experiment a new shape. But if you are trying to experiment and you have people that are not strong in their position, for example, now you have somebody like Partey playing in a right back and is not too solid in that right back. Once there's an error, everybody's fear goes up. And you make poor decisions when you're playing in that way.
Okay, if you look at what do you think that Arsenal can challenge for this league, because they are 9 points away from the guys? Liverpool that still sits top, but it's 9 points is a whole lot. That means Arsenal will need to start winning all their games for them to actually close up that gap. But do you think that after 2 years they have challenged for the title, this year they are falling off? Do you think they can have it in them, the morale, the boost in them to Arteta can actually motivate his player to challenge this title again?
For me, there's a level to which you can motivate a team. At a certain point in time, when you need rest, you bring in a player. Arsenal need rest. A lot of those players are overworking, overthinking, over-strategizing. It's 10-12 games in the season, but I'm telling you that if you are going to get to that top position and win it this season, you are going to have to find a way to get those players to overperform. And they've been overperforming now for 2 seasons, year in, year out, overperforming. At a certain point in time, you drop off. And they've dropped off. So you need to find a way to ginger them back. If it's going to be candid promises to the players that, look, we know that we are having this issue. We are strengthening in the striking position in the summer. Let's push, let's drive this thing. Let's get this thing. If it's going to be, you have to find what ignites every player's passion. Some people, what ignites their passion is a bumper pay rise. Some people, what ignites their passion
money
motivates people. There are some people, what they want is they want a bigger role in the side. Some people, what motivates them is they want to see that they are improving.
So Arsenal can.
So Arteta needs to find a way to go back and motivate those guys, because it's glaring. Even today, this match against Chelsea, they were more confident in the game than Chelsea were, even in their own home. But why are they walking away with just 1 point? If you go over the next 15 games, you are going to see a lot more draws. And these draws here that you lose titles in.
Okay, if you look at, in your own mind, where do you think Arsenal will finish this season? Just
in my own mind, top 2.
Top 2. Okay, let's talk about Maresca. Maresca, at the beginning of the season, he was cooking. After losing against Man City, he started cooking. Cooking. Now, he's probably dropped off a little bit. He got a couple of draws and all that. Now, he lost against Liverpool too. Do you think that Maresca, even though at the beginning of the season, he said that he doesn't want challenge for the league, everybody understood that he's like, Arteta is a process they want to build. If you could see what they are building. But
Yes.
Do you think that Maresca has what it takes to push Chelsea to the top 4 at least this season?
This season, Chelsea should be within the top 4. It's where we have issues of Chelsea dropping points. It's where we have issues of their defense leaking goals, because conceding goals is a no-no. A title can win, a win can give, scoring goals wins you matches, but championship is delivered on your defense. And right now, Chelsea do not have a standard defense. I'm not sure any Chelsea fans have an idea of who is starting for them week in, week out in the back 4. So Chelsea, that's why I say that you can't judge Maresca too much on his performance this season, because
We'll have to wait for next season.
He's working with a very bad defense. He's working with nobody up front in the attack, for me, if you ask me. Other people are entitled to their opinion. And then he's working with a bloated squad. So if you can use this January summer period, trim the team down, fix the defense and the attack, we can start judging him from next season. But he should have enough with these players to finish in the top 4 and win 1 silverware.
1 silverware. Okay, 1 silver can be Conference League.
Can be Conference League. When you are the shark in a
big
pond
pond.
of small fishes, you should be winning.
But truthfully, they should be winning that Conference League. In that game too, Palmer didn't really show his quality. Not that he didn't show his quality. Arsenal marshaled that particular midfield very well, limited him in the way he played. And Odegaard, Arsenal actually made Odegaard. If you look at that game, he actually played where he connected the whole dots for Arsenal. He's still not match fit after the international. He's not going to the international break with nowhere, so he has to stay back to build up match fitness. After the international break, we'll see where Maresca and Arsenal, how they will continue in this Premier League. That game ended 1-1 at the Stamford Bridge.